Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting cruise video. Today I'm detailing what you need to know before sailing on the Disney Magic. She's Disney's very first cruise ship, sailing since 1998, and the one that started it all. The Disney Magic may be smaller than some of Disney's newest ships, but she still has tons to see and do on board. If you've never sailed on the Disney Magic, or if you've never sailed Disney Cruise Line at all, this video is for you. So let's go through some of my favorite tips and tricks for sailing on the Magic. But before we do, if you like this video, give us a like, leave a comment, and feel free to subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. The Disney Magic doesn't have a dedicated home port. Rather, she sails all over the Caribbean from a few different home ports. In 2025, she'll sail January through March from Galveston on the Western Caribbean itineraries. In late March and early April, she'll sail from Galveston and San Juan, Puerto Rico, before switching to Fort Lauderdale through early May. Then she'll head back to Port Canaveral from May through late October, sailing to the Bahamas, and then back to San Juan in October and November, ending the year in Galveston, Texas. The Disney Magic has one sister ship that's similar in size, the Disney Wonder, which sails out of San Diego, Vancouver, and Australia in 2025. If you've never sailed on Disney Cruise Line, the boarding experience from Disney's operated terminals at Port Canaveral and Fort Lauderdale is really special. They're both themed very Disney and get the magic started early on in your cruise by making your boarding as seamless as possible. If you're boarding from another port, rest assured Disney has made the experience as magical as possible, super easy to get on board. Disney cruises require a lot of pre-planning. For one, to secure the very best cabins and many times the best pricing, I do recommend booking as early as possible when schedules come out. If you're a procrastinator, you may be amazed to know that Disney already has 2026 sailings on sale. If you're looking to book your cruise, we can help you do so at no additional cost to you. Reach out to Mark Jackson at jacksonjetsetting.com to receive a free quote. We've helped dozens of families make their Disney vacations come true. Disney offers many different types of cabins on the Disney Magic. An inside cabin, which doesn't feature a window to the outside, will be your least expensive category. Then, ocean view rooms with either two portholes or one large window is next. That's what I sailed on the Disney Magic. Balconies of two different sizes are available as well, depending on the size of your family. And there are different room categories in the concierge level, which offer a lot of extra perks on board, including a dedicated concierge team and a private lounge. Once you're booked, you'll want to connect your reservation to the Disney Cruise Line app. There you can make activity reservations far in advance of your sail date. If you've never sailed before, you'll be able to make reservations 75 days prior. Guests who've sailed at least once with Disney are called Silver Castaway Club members and can book 90 days prior. Gold is 105 days, Platinum 120 days, and Pearl 123 days. The group that book the farthest in advance is concierge guests at 130 days. If you're considering renting a cabana on one of Disney's private islands like Castaway Cay or Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point, you want to make sure you're booked in concierge, as those go incredibly fast. Besides shore excursions, you can book onboard activities like Palo Brunch and Dinner, which is an adults-only dining experience, liquor tasting classes, and select character experiences on the app. Things sell out often on Disney Cruise Line, so pay attention to your date that you can book. The window opens at 12 a.m. Eastern Time on that date. For my sailing, I sailed out of Fort Lauderdale, which has a lovely Disney-themed terminal that gets you in the cruising mood right away. In terms of checked luggage, make sure that you're bringing any cruise-approved electronics on board in your checked luggage. Surge-protected power bars are a big no-no. Anything that heats up like irons, clothes steamers, heating pads, humidifiers, those are no-go. There is self-service laundry on the Disney Magic available at a reasonable price with irons and things like that that can help you clean your clothes. It's just a fire hazard on board, so that's why the restriction's there. You'll leave that luggage with porters before stepping into the terminal, so make sure you have some tip money available for them. If you forgot your luggage tags, which are still mailed out by Disney before your cruise, they'll have some available for you there. You can actually bring alcohol on board, 2 bottles of wine or 6 beers per person. You want to carry that in your carry-on luggage, much different than the airport, to take advantage of this money-saving perk. You'll be charged a corkage fee of $29 if you choose to drink it in restaurants, but enjoying it in your stateroom is completely free. On my cruise, I grabbed a few wine glasses from one of the bars on board and had some free glasses of wine while lying in bed while my 1-year-old napped in our stateroom. So it's a nice thing to have in the stateroom, saves you a little bit of money as well. I had a special line to use as a silver member in the Castaway Club. but it really wasn't needed as there wasn't anyone else in line. Check-in was really quick, and after a short wait for a photo, we walked through the Mickey funnels up the gangway to the Disney Magic. If you've bought a Magic Band Plus to use on board or have one from the parks, you can actually link it now when you check in. They were having technical difficulties on my day, so I just stopped by guest services on board, which you can do as well if you forget. It'll work as your room key, getting on and off the ship, as well as charges on board. If you do wear it on board, it'll also interact during special moments, like during dinner at Rapunzel's royal table at key moments, and Animator's Palette, as well as the fireworks show. So it was really neat. A lot of fun. I think if you already have one, it is definitely worth buying, but maybe not buying it just especially for the cruise ship. If you've never sailed on a Disney ship before, they announce your family while stepping on board, which is a fun touch. You'll enter the atrium and start your cruise vacation. Your Disney Cruise Line app will get a lot more functionality when you step on board and connect to the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi while using the app is completely free, and you can message other people through the app. For that reason, we didn't feel the need to purchase an internet package during our cruise. We also found that iMessage has worked for some reason on all of our Disney cruises without a paid package, so that's one little secret tip there. The app will have all of your ship's activities available for your entire cruise. There's a little heart next to each activity, and you can mark that off so you'll be notified when they're starting on board, and you don't want to miss any of these fun activities. There's a lot of them, and most of the important ones will already be on your schedule, like the deck parties, the fireworks, and the shows, as well as what dining room you're going to be dining in each evening. Other free activities include trivia throughout the ship. There's character meet and greets. There's just an absolutely huge amount of activities that happen during every length of a Disney cruise, so definitely use that app to your advantage. Disney is different than other cruise lines in that you dine at a different dining room each evening because they have a special theme and menu at each one. On the Magic, Lumiere's is the most traditional dining room with a light Beauty and the Beast theme. Rapunzel's royal table is a dinner show themed to Tangled, and Animator's Palette is a quintessential animated themed experience. Your waitstaff will follow you from restaurant to restaurant each evening, and I've found them to be incredible on every Disney voyage I've taken. You'll have an early seating and a later seating to choose from on board, and the early seatings typically fill up first because most families are going to want to eat a little bit earlier with their younger children. So if you want to avoid children at dinner, you might have a little bit more luck in the evening hours, but this is a Disney cruise, so there's going to be children everywhere. Most food is included on the Disney Magic. The only exceptions are Apollo, which is the adults-only Italian eatery that is not to be missed in my opinion. It's tough to squeeze in on a 3-night voyage like what we took, so I don't recommend booking the evening dinner, but the Apollo brunch is absolutely amazing, so book that when your activity booking window opens up pre-cruise. It does sell out. There are a few a la carte items sprinkled throughout the ship, like the Zippoles at the Soul Cat Lounge, and items on the menu at the sports bar O'Shea's. Popcorn is also an upcharge at the theaters on board, which I think is evil because it smells so good. It just absolutely smells delicious. The food on board the Magic was pretty great overall. I especially liked my shawarma sandwich from Donald's Duck Inn Diner on the pool deck. Main dining food is definitely above average for the cruise industry, so I have no qualms in recommending Disney Cruise Line for foodies. For the drinkers, you may be surprised to learn that Disney does not sell beverage packages on its ships. However, you can participate in daily happy hours that are noted on the app. There's also a beer mug that you can buy as a souvenir to save some money on larger beers. You get 20 ounces of beer for the 16-ounce price, and you can use it on future Disney cruises. Specialty coffees at the Cove Cafe are also an extra charge, but there is a coffee card that you can fill out during your cruise to get your 6th coffee free. A special shout out to the specialty cocktails at the Soul Cat Lounge, as well as the earth-shattering Negroni I had at Keys. Disney does a great job about entertainment on board. For starters, their evening shows are Broadway quality. There will be 2 shows in the evening, which are perfectly scheduled to not overlap with your dinners. On the Magic, there's the Tangled Show, a medley show called Disney Dreams, and then Twice Charmed, which is an original story set in Cinderella, which we were not able to see on our 3-night voyage. In addition, there are scheduled shows on the main deck. The pools become stages, like the Sail Away Party and the Pirate Night shows, which feature Disney characters. Pirate Night takes over the entire ship with special menus on longer sailings and gold treasure left on your pillows in the evenings. Bandanas are also given out. This all culminates in the deck party, which leads to the fireworks at sea, which is only found on Disney Cruise Line. If you're an adult and you're thinking about sailing on the Disney Cruise Line and you're worried there's not enough to do for adults, let me quell those concerns a little bit. There's a whole adults only area of the ship with its own pool, signals bar, as well as the Cove Cafe. You have the spa, which is going to be pretty much adults only. And there's after hours, which is a grouping of bars that in the evenings becomes completely adults only, with adults only activities all scheduled in there. So there are a lot of areas for adults to hang out on the Disney Magic. The Magic moves around quite a bit, but many sailings will have you landing on one of Disney's private islands. Castaway Cay is a classic Disney destination with a fun story of the island and how it came to be. There are activities galore on this island. I especially like the water slides on their dedicated island in the middle of the ocean, as well as a snorkel trail with sunken Disney artifacts like a real 20,000 League submarine. Serenity Bay is also available for adults and has a cool themed bar to a beachfront seaside terminal. Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point is the newest destination, which is what we sailed to on the Magic. It's an absolutely beautiful Bahamian destination on the island of Eleuthera. I found the beaches here to be some of the most beautiful I've ever visited around the world, and while the island is mostly finished, Disney is still putting some finishing touches on it, like a bike path that's yet to open. The food and drink were delicious, and they actually had entertainment on the island with the Disney characters, which Castaway Cay doesn't really feature. They do have character greetings, but nothing like a real parade like they had on Lookout Cay, so that's pretty cool. Well, I hate when any cruise ends, you'll be assigned luggage tags with a specific Disney character to tag all of your checked bags and leave them outside the door the evening before your departure if you want the porters to deliver them in the terminal for you after you leave the ship. On the morning of departure, you'll have one of two breakfast seatings assigned to you. The early seatings for dinner get the early breakfast, FYI. And you'll have to be out of your staterooms by 8:30 in the morning. Typically, debarkation has started by this point, so we usually walk off the ship on our own, but Disney will call your character to step off the ship, making this super organized. You'll collect baggage and clear customs in the terminal, and then be on your merry way. Well, those are my tips for sailing on the Disney Magic. What tips do you have? Let us know in the comments. Hope this video helped you plan your next Disney Magic cruise, and happy sailing.